The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
The Guardians lost to the
season's over.
Lost to the Oakland A's last night. They've got an afternooner today out in Oakland, but 4-3 was the final on a barn burner yesterday. Today is the last in that series, and they're split at 1 apiece. And then they'll come home to start the series at Progressive Field against the Seattle Mariners. Friday afternoon, 4:10 is your first pitch. We will be live from Progressive Field. MMS is going to be there all day. So when you get into the park, come by and say hello. Cavaliers, I think the Cavs won. The Cavs were playing the Magic, 117 to 113. They'll stay in Orlando. They're playing them again tomorrow night, and then they finish their regular season on Sunday afternoon against the Hornets. So the Cavs, they hit 50 wins for the season. They are 50-30 right now. They're doing very, very well. So exciting to see them doing that. They're behind only Philly, Boston, and Milwaukee in the East. Who are the really bad teams right now? Rockets, Spurs, Pistons, Hornets. Yeah. So they're playing a couple of really flailing teams to close out the regular season between Orlando and Charlotte.
Orlando's it is what it is. Though, like they might finally put it all together next year because they got a lot of young talent, and I think next year they might make the playoffs. They're at least a play-in.
Okay.
I think they're a team on the rise.
Something to look forward to for them.
That's my prediction
fans
for next year. Yes.
All right.
If there are any fans of the Orlando Magic.
I've got more money for you in a few minutes, about 6 to be precise, $1,000 an hour, courtesy of the Buzzard bookie. So for the foreseeable future, you'll have nonstop opportunities to grab some of that money. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio, tell me where you do it if you're out of state. You leave us messages there, too, if you like.
You guys seem to like to hear when the show seeps into, listeners' regular lives, or customers, rather. I was working on my van, changing out some spark plugs, and you don't want any dust to get in there. So I had to clear the dust out, and because I listened to the show so much, when I started to take things apart, I said, "Hey guys, it's Dustin." I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, that's great.
Guys, I'm Dustin. There's a lot of dust down here.
I took a big old swaller out of it, and I was like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh, big old swaller out of it. Sure.
Hey, Alan. I was just wondering if you guys ended up taking your prize wheel with you when you went to the new studio. I haven't heard you spin the wheel in a long time. And also, whatever happened to Hercules Snoot Slammer? Hate the show, love you, bye.
Hercules Snoot Slammer, that is a blast from the past.
I was retired a long time ago.
He retired?
I mean, I told the story many times.
But still,
tell it again.
Retirement, though, is such a hard word to contend with.
All right, well, the reason I stopped doing Hercules Snoot Slammer.
That was you?
It was.
Oh, my God.
The story.
Yeah, what's going on?
It was
here?
erotic lit with
Charles Bonita.
Charles Bonita, that's right. I forgot about that.
There were so
part.
many layers of
Yeah,
it. Yes,
yeah.
it was a
anyway,
very Inception type situation.
One thing about that was it got popular real fast when I was first on the show, and someone made an account on Twitter that was a Hercules Snoot Slammer parody account, and I actually met that guy in real life, and he became my friend because he was friends with Cody Cooper, who had just started doing comedy, so he was around a lot. And then now, long story short, yada, yada, yada. he's been living with my ex-wife for the past 6 years. So like,
I love that story.
So
I forgot
just go-
that was the story of Hercules Snooch
so
Slammer.
like when that happened, I just like, you know what? I don't want to write these stories every week anymore.
Hurts a little bit.
Yeah,
Wait, he said why?
because it makes me
his
think of
wife.
that. Yeah, it makes.
Yeah, but you won. You got out.
I still don't like writing the. It was weird. I don't want to do it anymore because of that. So that's why.
Well, there's your answer, sir.
Yeah.
That is the tale of Hercules Snooch Slammer. As to whether or not we brought the prize wheel in here, of course we did. We got our bureau chief map back, and unfortunately, we have a corner of the room here that is undetectable by our cameras. And so if Mary would like to spin that very briefly back there.
Yes.
The prize wheel, go right ahead there.
Got it.
Yeah.
Scream. She has another bit.
I
love it.
know. Erica would
Yeah, you-
really put her shoulder into it, and it's okay.
I'll do it. This is how you're supposed to do it. You go.
So, yes, of course, we still have our physical prize wheel in here, and we've used it on a number of occasions. Thank you for listening so irregularly, sir. We use that, God, at least 10 times per show. Per show. Why? Because I like it, because I want to, because I have so many things to give away on a regular basis. You see this YouTuber who got shot by a dude he was trying to prank?
That's the scary thing about pranks. You never know how people are going to react.
Found out.
Yeah.
Tanner Cook is a guy on YouTube. He was in Virginia in a mall, and he was shooting a prank video and ended up getting shot in the stomach and liver by someone that he was interacting with. I guess he's okay, but he was in critical condition for a while. This is in the mall food court.
His next video is going to be doing big numbers, though.
Yeah, everybody's going to want to see him post.
Here's how
his
I
shooting.
got shot.
Right.
You know, it's just like surreal. And I believe that God saved my son's life and that he could have very
Let him have it.
All right, you're right.
easily died, and that's not the outcome, and that God has plans for my son. And they were making a video in the mall and trying to have fun with people, and this guy wasn't having fun, and they were interviewing him or talking to him, and he didn't like it and pulled the gun out and shot my son.
This guy didn't like it. I can't believe he can't be.
Why
exploited
did they
like my
never
son wants
thank
to.
the doctors who saved their son's life? God had plans. Anyway, you're right. Let him have it. Doesn't matter, right?
Right.
This guy is filming a prank video, and the guy he was talking to just took his gun out and shot him. I would think of rule of thumb. 31-year-old Alan Coley of Leesburg, Virginia, has been charged with a whole bunch of stuff and he looks the part. Avoid the dudes with just the beard.
Yeah.
No mustache, just the bushy helmet strap, right? That's kind of a red flag. Sometimes you can judge a book. I can't believe, frankly, that this doesn't happen all the time. With these guys, we got a country full of people armed to the teeth who say, my life was in danger. Anytime someone farts, they'll tell you they thought their life was in danger. I can't believe this. Oh, by the way, also, if you're the guy, don't be a jag-off to total strangers. That's probably a pretty good rule of thumb, too. Like, I don't want to be a character in your movie. We're all subject to people now filming things all the time. It's like these guys who prank fast food employees.
Yeah.
It's
all
like,
the
bro,
people.
I
Yeah.
mean, if
They're
you're
doing it for views.
a big, well, where's my cut of your content creator money
Right.
then? I'm not here to be like an unwitting participant in your bonehead play. But anyway, yeah, he got the wrong guy. And the dude was like, no thanks, shot him in the stomach. But I guess he's doing okay. But he was critical. Tanner Cook is 21. A bullet went through his stomach and liver. And this is like at the height of food court lunchtime. This is around noon if you're going to play a prank. I don't know what the prank was.
That's what we got to wait for the YouTube video. He's going to put it out.
Right. He said I was
Teaser.
a simple, practical joke. He said the guy didn't even say anything to me, just pulled out his gun and shot me. Because when your gun needs to do the talking, You don't have to say anything. I'll let Bessie speak for me. So he said, you heard the dad there. My son was just having fun with people. His YouTube channel is called Classified Goons with nearly 40,000 subscribers, which is a lot, but it's not like...
Yeah, like I have
not
more
a top,
than that.
Yeah, that's not a top 1%er right there. But he's probably going to get a hell of a lot more subscribers after this. In one of his videos, he fake vomits on Uber drivers. Bravo.
That'll get you shot right there.
He also, another video shows him informing a Target shopper that he's being filmed, and followed by his own cameraman, who the person lunges at. Some prank victims became aggressive and even called the police. Yeah, of course. Stop making civilians actors in your dumb videos. People just want to live their lives. They're not here for your amusement. But still, I just can't believe this doesn't happen more often. I got to give you money here. It's $1,000 courtesy of the Buzzard bookie. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Money. That's money. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Jesus, you want to talk money? We were talking about soccer players the other day. And it doesn't matter if they're short, doesn't matter if they're tall, because if you're overseas and you're a footballer, you're crazy rich, you have the hottest women, and life is great. And life might get better for Lionel Messi, who plays for, I think he plays for, I don't know who he plays for, Spain or something, I don't know. He has been offered 400 million euro a year to play for the Saudi Pro League, which I think is about like 6 times what he makes now. He makes a lot of money now. But they've offered him 400 million euro a year. And the euro's pretty strong right now. That's like, that's almost 450 million American. So I don't know anything about it other than that number. I don't know what he has to consider. But again, this is a guy with a crazy hot wife because he's a soccer player. And I don't know if he's having trouble with his current team, but he's got another organization offering this kind of money. And again, this guy's 5'7", 159 pounds, right? Not a big guy. That's $6 million an inch. $2.5 million a pound.
He's no Zaba.
Zaba!
I just feel like...
That's gross. Can you imagine that? We want to pay you 400 million euro. Oh, let me think.
Okay.
Boy. Oh, boy. Would I have to move to Riyadh? Because I really don't want to do that, but okay.
I feel like to be that guy's wife, you just have to overlook a lot of things. Like, he's going to...
She does overlook because she's taller than he is. He's 5'7". Every time she looks at him, she's looking over him.
But I'm saying at that point...
You think every guy that's got that kind of money cheats?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What does the money have to do with it? Scumbags who have no dollars cheat.
I understand, but especially...
Yeah, there's $30,000 ballers in Cleveland that are doing that.
Okay, and that should just go to show you. If a guy that makes $15 an hour will cheat, what do you think a guy that makes $15 million an hour will
I don't know
cheat?
what the money has to do with it is my point.
Because he has way more access. He's not... Because that money... I mean, it ain't free. He's going to be gone from his wife for many months at a time.
A lot of these women travel with them. Their whole family travels. And I think that comes from the guy and his girl maybe talking about what you're talking about.
No, she's a pseudo-wife.
It's like guys who end up bringing their family on the road when they're in a band. They're like, listen.
Or is she going to be down with
keep
the
me straight.
Stay honest here.
Keep me straight.
No way. There's not a guy like that who makes that much money.
You think every guy that makes that much money is a cheater?
Or they have an agreement. He doesn't. It's not a cheating unless
I don't understand that. Why can't they just be monogamous?
Here's why I think
too much access.
Here's why I think you might be wrong. Because the level of scrutiny for footballers and soccer players overseas, these people are constantly being photographed,
enough
looked
money to
at.
shut people up.
Tabloids overseas they don't care at all. They're looking for somebody to slip up.
You think they don't pay people off to keep them quiet?
What's that?
You think they don't pay these agencies off to keep them quiet?
I don't know. You might be right.
I am right. Like if a paparazzi.
First of all, You don't know if you're right.
If a guy
You might be right.
Shut up. This is like
You don't know anything.
I'm
You
gonna make
might
$1
be
million
right.
on this
You
photo.
might be right, and you might be wrong.
And the guy,
But to Mary's point, it doesn't matter if you have that kind of money. I would think if you're just talking about the money, you might want to keep it together so your wife doesn't take
Sue you
half
for all of it.
your
Yeah.
400 million euro.
I don't know if I could handle it. I don't know if I could be someone's wife like that. Like,
But you're automatically assuming they're going to cheat on you.
absolutely, because I would.
But why? A lot of people don't. Most people don't do that. Most people, they get married, they have a great life.
I don't think Cody's ever loved anybody. That's why he has these.
Or
That's the
nobody's
deal.
loved him. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't.
Well, how could you?
Maybe he
stinks.
But
He's sweaty.
he just needs clinical strength antiperspirant.
I have
He's-
speed stick. It's fine. I don't stink all the time.
Well,
because
maybe slow your stick down.
What do you mean slow it down?
Speed.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe
That's
it's
worth a
working
day.
too fast and not working well enough. Anyway, this guy, if he takes this gig, he will have. Somebody did the breakdown of the numbers. The guy's going to make like $1 million a day or so, something like that.
Poundcake needs a clinical strength love interest.
That's what he needs.
Working on it.
Well, listen, you could be right. But again, these guys have hot wives. Hot wives.
But
And
you
they've
can always
also
get hotter.
usually
there's
they've
never
played the
ending.
field for a while too. Like they've had
Right.
their fun, and now they're like, okay,
Yes, but
let's
This
move
is
on.
the
You never get
country where
tired of banging hot
the
chicks.
country where these lunkheads marry their junior high girlfriend. Pat Mahomes and his we known each other since kindergarten. Oh,
That's
awesome!
a pretty good Pat Mahomes.
Great.
Not exactly like
So you're telling me you
That
would
was
get-
his wife.
if you were that high up and you could have any woman you want in the world, you would get tired of banging hot chicks?
I would hope that. Listen, by the time somebody gets married, I think they're done banging chicks. That better be the case.
Okay.
That's. Listen. I've been married twice.
I understand that, but I'm not.
First time, okay, made my mistakes.
You're not on that level,
Learn what level?
the level of a world
It
famous.
doesn't. But it doesn't matter. You're talking about the money.
I'm talking about the access. With money comes access.
Everybody has access to people that they're not married to. Everyone.
Different type of women. Different type of women. These
Doesn't
women.
matter. You're talking a vagina is a vagina.
Now you know
Well,
that's not true.
It is true.
Because to
True.
Alan's point, if
Have
we're
you
doing,
seen some of the skanks that dudes are running around
Yeah,
on their
look
like?
at Tiger Woods.
Well, and to Alan's point, so he's at the top level both physically and monetarily, right? So he has access to top level physically and monetarily women, right? So if a dude who makes $20,000 a year, he's getting $20,000 a year poon, he's still cheating.
Look at those cops in Tennessee that were all banging that same female cop. She was, with all due respect, nothing to look at. But she was right there.
It looks like a grown-up Cabbage Patch Kid.
Something, yeah. And they were all putting it in.
I think it depends on the person. If you're going to cheat, if you're a cheater, you're a cheater. And there's people who are monogamous no matter what their bank account says. Not all rich people cheat.
Yes, they do.
I don't think so.
You don't know any rich people.
That's
you don't
also
know
true.
you don't know anyone, Poundcake, that has $400 million.
Okay.
So
But if I did know them, I would assume they cheat. I'm like, hi, you're a cheater. I'm Cody.
right, but is it more like? But it's
I know you're cheating. You ain't gotta wink, wink. I know you gotta.
but
keep
it's
up
not.
your image.
But it might not be any more likely because they have a ton of money.
Yes, it is.
Can we get someone that's
He's got an answer for all of it.
Yes, it is.
anybody that has millions and millions of dollars? Please call in and tell us
But
whether or
again,
not you cheat.
It may not be cheating if you have an arrangement. Like if you have that money, you have a wife, and I want a wife because one, it looks great, and two,
Well, then that's not cheating.
okay. But I'm saying you're not monogamous, is what I'm saying. So if your wife, whether your wife is okay with it or not, you're not staying home all the time. You want to get it in.
Well,
with
then it's
someone
not
new.
about the money.
I just said it's
What
about
about
the
all these
access.
broke ass
there's
swingers
lots of
out in
poor
Stark
poly
County?
people, yeah.
Yes, come on. They got greased up mattresses because they're bored to death on a Saturday night,
Well, whatever. 400.
hanging a upside down pumpkin on their porch.
Pineapple. Get it together.
If I see someone with $500 million,
Mary fell right into my trap.
You don't know.
All right, I got to take a break here. If you want to send a text, 35192 to get me there, and we'll be back after.